We're going to boot open that app. Here we go. And then I guess in my other window, I should get the actual stats of a sad 5th edition Mimic out so we can compare and contrast as we go. Alrighty. So let's see. We're making a new monster. This monster's name is Mimic. And it is a level 3 monster because this is a level 3 party. This is most assuredly a lurker. Okay. It's all by its lonesome, so we'll make it an elite monster. And its size will be medium. Though it would be pretty terrifying if the creature could get big and actually swallow people. That would be kind of hype. Gosh. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Let's see. What else have we got here? It is a monstrosity. I always wonder why Mimic isn't qualified as an ooze. Because it's kind of like an ooze. I don't know. Let's see. Tags. It is a shapeshifter. Do they call them shifters or changers in 5e? They call them changers. So, there we go. And let's see, for display, we could just use the art that already exists. So we'll paste that in. Oh, there we go. So cute. All right. We don't need to worry about the armor, but just in case you math people are curious, it gives it a 12, and a Mimic already has a 12. So pretty neat. A Mimic has 58 hit points at only a CR2 monster, whereas this Mimic only has 33 hit points. Keep in mind that you have more encounters in Giffyglyphs than you would normally, so it's okay for things to die quicker, fights to go faster, because you're having many different fights instead of real big ones. Yeah, Dark Mantle is the one that eats your head. They're an adorable monster. And also a huge pain in the ass. Alright, so Mimics are hella slow, traditionally. I kind of want the Mimic to be fast, so I'm going to leave it at a 30. Ability score. Traditionally, Mimics have Strength, Constitution, Dexterity. Intelligence is their worst ability. Whoops. Oh my god. Just clicking everywhere. There we go. Yep, that looks right. They don't get any special saving throws. And skills. Mimics have expertise in stealth. I kind of think it would be funny to give a Mimic performance. Like, how well can you pretend to be a table? There we go. All this is actually mathing out exactly the same, which is pretty cool. Alright. It's kind of fun to add vulnerabilities in. So I'm thinking that wouldn't it kind of make sense for a creature that is trying to keep its composure to maybe be vulnerable to thunder damage? Because like thunder shakes you, right? And this is a creature that's trying really hard to hold its composition together. So I'm going to make it vulnerable to thunder. But because it's a creature that can change its shape, I'm going to make it resistant to bludgeoning damage because it's a big gooey glue monster, right? I'm going to make it immune to acid because that's traditional. And then as far as condition immunities go, because it is an oozy creature, even though it's not an ooze, it will be immune to being knocked prone. All right. Let's see. Senses. I'm actually thinking that Mimic might be better if it has tremor sense, right? Because how does it see you if it's pretending to be a table? Like, I know that, artwork shows it with eyes, but I think it should probably also have tremor sense. We can make the tremor sense less than the dark vision, but I like the idea that it can kind of sense you coming through, like, your footsteps and your breathing and everything else like that. Mimics can't speak any languages, but they do have some traits here. Alright, so let's add some traits. We're going to go to the trait shop. Adhesive. You adhere to anything you touch. Any huge or smaller creature adhered to you is also grappled. So there we go. That is a Mimic ability. Let's see. Shape changer, is that listed here, or do we have to add that one manually? I guess we have to add that one manually. False appearance is there. Okay. Grappler is there. Nice. And I think that's it. Okay. Yeah, that works. Okay. So we can get rid of Shifty, and we could get rid of Striker. Okay. And we're going to add back in Shape Changer. All right. And for action economy purposes, we're going to say that the Mimic can change shape as a bonus action instead of a regular action. Or we might even say action or bonus action. There we go. Give it some flexibility. To polymorph into an object or back into its true form. Okay. Its statistics are the same. During these changes, it can also change in size to be small, medium, or large by compacting its mass. There we go. Its statistics are the same in each form. That's important. Any equipment it is wearing or carrying isn't transformed. It reverts to its true form if it dies. I like that quite a bit, because now that explains how a mimic can be a bed and a table, but also a treasure chest and also a book, right? It's never been covered before. All right. So let's review. Yeah, let's review what these things are doing. Adhesive. You adhere to anything you touch. Period. Period. You don't have to be an object form to be sticky. That's stupid. Sorry to call you out there, 5th edition Mimic, but you got done wrong. They did you wrong, my friend. You adhere to anything you touch. Any huge or smaller creature adhered to you is grappled, and ability checks made to escape your grapple have disadvantage. Fantastic. When you remain motionless, you are indistinguishable from a piece of the local landscape. Fair enough. That kind of covers everything. Grappler, you have advantage on attack rolls against any creature you've grappled. In addition, when grappling a target, any damage you take from an attack is split 50-50 with your victim. That's fun. I see that house ruled all the time, but this is actually, quote-unquote, officially making it a thing. And finally, the Mimic can use this extra bonus action. We just wrote that together. Okay, so let's jump into our actions. All right. We don't want to get rid of Pseudopod. It's fun to say and fun to use. So Pseudopod it is. Let's see. And let's see. We'll put the target is subjected to the adhesive trait, period. We don't need to explain ourselves. You don't have to be a piece of furniture to do this. If you're made of glue when you're a table, you're made of glue when you're yourself. That's that. All right. And it does bludgeoning damage. And okay, nice. So there we go. We got a pseudopod. Now as an elite, it gets 1 Paragon action, which is fun. And let's see, what else can this creature do? It can bite. All right. Okay. And let's see, that is going to be this. There we go. So weapon melee attack versus AC. The damage is that, but it is piercing this time. And the target is subjected to its no. And the target must secondary DC save or be swallowed. It's so simple. Primary DCs and secondary DCs. It's so simple. And yeah, it's definitely strength to prevent yourself from being swallowed. Or they are swallowed. Period. There you go. So then that gives him 1 more action, which is digest. And this is going to be DC primary versus Constitution. Okay. Or let's see. Take. There we go. What is your normal acid damage that we are depriving you of, my sweet baby? A D8? Okay, so we'll say 2d4 acid damage. Half on a success. This attack may only be used on swallowed targets. Alright. We should also mention what being swallowed does. Swallowed creature is blind, grappled, and restrained. Alright. Cool. I love it. I love this mimic. This mimic is awesome. Oh, a shadow skull. Okay, let me write that down. So heck yeah, this is a cool mimic. Let's see. I don't think it needs any reaction abilities. Could be fun to give it a reaction ability, but I don't necessarily think it needs one. Maybe like a parry type move, like let's see, Harden. We could just call it Harden. A little shout out to Metapod there, little Pokemon. Okay, the mimic hardens a section of its body when struck, reducing the damage taken by 1d6. There we go. Now it's got to ask itself, does it want to defend or does it want to keep its attacks handy for people trying to run away from it, right? Because you only get that one reaction. But I like it. I like it a lot. I like that it has to use its Paragon action to digest, that the digest doesn't actively happen all the time. That, I think, keeps it better as a low-level monster, right? Because if it's fighting a whole party of people, it could dedicate all its time to digesting somebody, but it's probably not going to. So, kind of neat. Alright. So, this creature is done. I don't think it needs anything else. We'll go ahead and save it. And set this aside for now.